Good day, everyone. My name is Wilton once again. Welcome to another episode of Market Views. With me today is Rufaro as usual. And today we're going to discuss about OK Zimbabwe. OK is quite a counter we've been waiting for them to release their full year results, and they did that last week. And I think Rufaro, for quite some time now, you've been an advocate for the counter. You've been very positive about its performance. So judging from that, from your personal position and also from what you've seen from the results, what are your takes from such developments?
Okay, thank you, Hilton. So, okay, I would like to say they presented quite fair results. They were good. Their revenues were up, both in historical and inflation-adjusted terms. I think about 34.7 in inflation-adjusted terms. The bottom line, which is the net profit, was also up. But there is one key thing which they highlighted, which is cost containment. So it seems like their costs are getting out of hand. The first one being the employee expense related costs, they're increasing. The other thing which they mentioned as well is the IMTT, which is hitting them very hard and shrinking up their margins. So you reckon OK is in the business of constantly paying suppliers. So each time they do those payments, they are facing the IMTT,
Yes.
which is shrinking their margins. But overall, I then did a margin analysis. I think they are still containing their margins, although their costs are increasing. But looking at it over the past 5 years, I think they're still in the range. So I think it's a good thing for them. The results are good. Of course, the competition is increasing both from formal and informal.
Okay, thank you, thank you for that. I think you just put in an interesting point about the informal sector. I think this affects both OK Zimbabwe, and we can go to other counters, mainly because it's part of the data, yes. So judging from that, of what great importance do you think these informal sectors are affecting our listed counters, also basing on regulation and the fact that in OK mainly or most transactions are coming in at in our local currency, and using the interbank rate.
Yeah. So OK displayed this as an uneven playing field, and they are urging the authorities to create a more even playing field. And I'll explain what exactly they mean. So Hilton, the first thing is transaction threshold. So if you are going to be buying from OK, there were these transaction thresholds. They're still there. Probably the government listened to OK and they reviewed them over the weekend. The transaction thresholds were. So it then limits the amount of goods that one can buy. If you have a transaction threshold, let's say of 100,000, you're limited to that. Whereas your competitor, which is informal sector, which are your tuck shops downtown, because of the nature of their environment, they are in USD, which is cash basically. There are no
thresholds.
So if you want to do your grocery once off, you then think, should I go to OK, or I can just go somewhere when I can do it all at once. So it's one of those. The other thing is taxation. So the informal sector, there is really no corporate tax there. Whereas OK, they were saying they're paying about 34.3% tax, which is really unsustainable for them. So you see, these dynamics makes the environment quite unfair, at least from what they are saying, and the charges, like I mentioned earlier on. The other thing is the regulation in terms of the exchange rate. Depending on the figures that you're using, I believe the economy is about 60% dollarized right now. So OK and other formal retailers, they end up losing on other customers. Why? Because they want to buy using USD. So if you want to buy using USD, you go to OK, you can only get probably 1:400, which is within the range that they have to operate in.
Yes.
Whereas Alternatively, you can get 600, 700, which is about 50% premium to that. So in its own then lead to companies like OK and Miko's losing out on some USD clientele.
Yes.
So all these then get into the competition that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think just in summary, what you're highlighting, the main issue we have with these counters is currency. The issue with currency,
yes.
is with any other counter or any other company in Zimbabwe. I think that's all we had for you this week. Thank you everyone for being with us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you next time.